presented by Capital One. A hot and steamy day in Oklahoma City, and we've got two to play, with the winners moving on to the national semifinals. We open up with UCLA and Tennessee. Win or go home. For the Bruins and Lady Vols, it's time to deliver.
Survival is the instinct they'll rely on today for a chance to capture the title.
Chasing all the doubts right out the door.
We want to play one more day, and we're really going to use this momentum.
How about that from Boo Gibson, back to back?
They'll need to reach farther, believe harder, while united as a team.
We all want to win. We're going to do whatever it takes.
Time to deliver.
The dream is within reach.
We have that dream, but you really got to compete one inning at a time.
The desire is deep.
This team just shows it's not done until the last out.
Well by Clements, it's gone!
Rise and survive to reach the semifinals at the Women's College World Series.
Survival Sunday for UCLA and Tennessee, the winningest program in history. The Bruins looking for a 15th trip to the semis, and for Tennessee, a second semifinal appearance in the last 3 seasons. How'd we get here? Well, we already have a couple of teams that have advanced, Texas being one of them. They finally broke through and beat Oklahoma here in Oklahoma City. Brilliant performance from Tegan Cavan. And then Texas Tech, first time in this College World Series, and they are 1 win away from playing for the national championship with Naijiri Kennedy. It will be a different road to the finals if the Sooners can get back. The 4-time defending champs will have to fight their way out of the losers bracket. Florida and Ole Miss have been sent home. 2 more will leave today as we roll into our semifinals tomorrow with Texas and Texas Tech awaiting. Hi everyone and welcome. They lost to Oklahoma Thursday and then beat Florida on Friday night. Winner is into the national semifinals. Loser goes home. Woo! Underway in our first elimination game of the day. Oklahoma and Oregon coming up tonight at 7 Eastern. First postseason dinger for her.
Well, those are rise balls that have about 6 inches of vertical lift. That's not enough, 6 to 7 inches. They've got to figure out a way to either put those in a different spot, change the velo on it, a better setup pitch. And first time she's given up 2 home runs in an inning this year.
Of course, this is on the heels of a walk-off home run earlier in the World Series in the loss to Oklahoma on opening day. Ramirez getting her defense ready to get back out there. Make sure they're all on the same page. Or just look down at Devon Park here in Oklahoma City. Home of the World Series and also the 2028 LA Olympics. They're going to play softball here. Mueller at short, and that'll end the inning. But a destructive one for the Bruins.
We came into this talking about the Bruin Bombers and Woolery and Grant, but here in Oklahoma City on Survival Sunday, Lefty Ramirez gets one up in the zone, chases it out of here, and then another solo shot by the freshman, Sophia Mojica.
Always good to get a treat after rounding the bases.
Well,
and
it's
headed
chocolate
for
covered.
home.
I mean, something.
Oh, yeah. Espresso beans.
Espresso beans, exactly.
Emma Clark, the freshman, will get things going. 8-9, and then the top for Tennessee. They scored twice in the bottom of the first. UCLA rattled right back with 2 of their own. Clark has a hit in both games thus far. First time for her at the World Series. Excuse me, first time for her at the Women's College World Series.
That's right.
She has already been to the Little League World Series. My bad.
Seeing that more and more, these young girls.
Love it.
on that stage, get to this stage.
Who's she with? Oh, look at the celebrities she found playing for the Southeast a few years back.
Right up in Alpenrose Dairy.
They made it to the finals, right?
Yeah, they sure did. They unfortunately lost, but yeah, they were balling it back then too. Maya Davis from Texas Tech has won and played in a World Series, the Little League World Series, the older.
We've got it for you too. I think it starts August 3rd. We'll have the coverage for you. This year's Little League World Series. Full count here after the 0-2 start. How's that one back? Tennessee, one of 5 SEC schools that made their way to the Women's College World Series. 3 remain, with Texas and Oklahoma, the 2 newcomers to the league this year, after the Sooners won the regular season championship, which Karen Weegley had won the 2 previous years.
Great at bat from Emma Clark. I mean, Caitlin Terry has given her everything. 9th pitch coming. See this a lot of foul balls. Try to get to the mistake. Pitchers will make them.
That was a shot. It fired at you, Smitty.
Above them.
That'll get out of play.
Smitty didn't really make mistakes, actually.
Up to battle, right? I think the biggest pressure point here for the pitcher is that you don't want to walk them. The walk's as good as a hit, so you've got to come around the zone. You got to make something look appetizing enough to swing through it.
This is also where the off speed, though, is huge. Be able to mix that in. And that's what surprises me. I think the one thing with Caitlin Terry, she throws her changeup 9% of the time, and it's a great pitch. I'm surprised it's not up there more, especially because of that curveball to these righties. So you know something's going to be coming inside to you. You're going to get that barrel going early.
Well, because she throws it for a strike 64% of the time, and a 30% swing and miss on the change.
And finally, that one's in play. Down to get it is Savvy Pola from her knees. 1 down. Ends the extended at-bat.
Oh, there you go. You always love that as a pitcher when you have that extended at-bat. The ball's hit hard. You've got your defense behind you. And Savvy Pola, look at the way she's going to go down to her knees. She doesn't panic. She doesn't rush the throw to first. Able to make that throw to get the out.
And that's the Mujica home run ball.
I'm her. I love that.
That's fabulous. Folks celebrating the tradition here, the delivery of the home run balls at the World Series. Here's Kinsey Fiedler, the transfer from Washington, so she's familiar with the Bruins. Kinsey has now been to the World Series with 2 different programs. Brought with her a little bit of swagger, a whole lot of leadership for this Lady Vol team. And she wants to take that into the dugout when she's done playing. So if you're looking for a young up-and-coming coach, she might be somebody to give a call to.
There's the changeup. So after using a curve on the outer half to the lefty Fiedler, she's going to come back with that changeup, trying to use that effective velocity on the outer half, try to get her to swing around that, reach around that pitch.
Approaching 40 pitches now through the first couple of innings for Caitlin Terry. After Fiedler, it's the top of the lineup. Jammed her.
Terry's good at battling, just 33 walks given up on the year, and that's why we saw her able to really battle Emma Clark with that very long extended bat at full count. She's got good control of the zone, so control the ability to throw strikes or balls when you want to, but command of pitches is then the ability to make those pitches move.
That wasn't an easy battle off, too. You get the off speed off the plate. She doesn't want to leave it up to the umpire. Able to foul that one off.
Well, and that's the off-speed, Jess, that I'd love to see her throw that at about 40 feet. So hop it in, trust your catcher to be able to keep it in front, and if she swings through it, throw her out at first.
This is the 18th pitch to the first two batters this inning.
That was a great pitch. A little front door action, too, throwing that curveball at the front hip. Fiedler, it comes what looked like back over the plate.
10 foul balls for Clark and Fiedler. Ooh. On the front porch again with that one.
You see Caitlin Terry out here throwing left-handed, but it's a bizarre story on why. When she was about 4 or 5 years old, her parents went to the Nike store, and the right-hander gloves were $60. The gloves for left-handers were $15. So her parents, more in a moment.
Base hit out to center field. Gabby Leach is aboard. Holly?
Her parents, Joe and Christy, decided to just make Caitlin Terry a left-hander because the glove was less expensive. So they took her home, turned her into a lefty. I noticed she also bats left-handed, and I just think that's such a cute story. The glove was cheaper. That's why Mom and Dad went that route. That's a great story I saw in Softball America, so good job by them.
Quite the advantage.
And she probably wanted to be more like Michelle Smith.
You know, there aren't as many lefties, right? It's even Major League Baseball.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, just ability to have that in your pen opens things up.
Olympic gold medalist, Hall of Famer, Michelle Smith. Olympic gold medalist and one of the best hitters in USA history, Jessica Mendoza.
A lot of lefty love up here.
Beth Mullins, Holly Rowe, we've watched the Olympics. It's good stuff. Coming back in 2028, and is it definitely 32 or likely 32
likely.
in Australia? Okay.
Hopefully. Yeah, Australia. That's a program that's medaled quite often.
Here's Taylor Pannell. Taylor singled and scored in the first. She and Ella Dodge came in on the Laura Mueller 2-run single. All three of those hits in the first inning to the opposite field.
Gabby Leach did it the same to get on first base. It's definitely an approach. Tennessee's done a great job this postseason with scouting opponents, having a great game plan, and then executing.
Coming back at us.
Again, Sam Landry and even Jordy Ball last weekend, these Tennessee hitters understood the side of the plate they were searching for then. For these righties, it was inside, so they're backing off the plate, able to get barrel on the ball. Now it seems to be a lot more opposite field approach.
Had the and run going.
Yes, they did. Trying to keep the bats hot after 12 hits and 11 runs in their last game against Florida to set World Series records. Everybody got involved. So now they've already won 3 elimination games in this postseason. I think Oregon, the only one that's won more. They are 4-0 in elimination games with 3 walk-offs. They're playing later tonight against Oklahoma. Fly ball into center, and on the run is Clements to make the play. 2-2 ball game.
There's so much tension, so much pressure. If you're not smiling and enjoying each other while being focused, supporting each other, game has changed. I know there's people who are cringing from a
old schooler, so it's an adjustment. Yeah.
I think the favorite image is Kelly and
Love the shot of Kelly sitting there,
dialed in, but with a party hat on. That's like the old school in her, but like, fine, put a party hat on.
Was fabulous. Top three. Bruins will go to work with Clements, and back to the top of the order. She singled her first time up. 448 in the NCAA tournament coming into the day with 3 home runs and 7 runs batted in.
3 years at Cal Poly, was unsure if she could have success at this level. Really had a lot of doubt earlier in the year, and comes from a UCLA Bruin alum, Puppy Vecchione.
That's right.
That's right. Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And who coached for UCLA for a long time.
Yeah.
Ground ball to Gibson, got her footwork right, and makes the play, 1 down.
When we talk a lot about pitches and movement, but speeds, how important is 2 miles an hour? Here's a home run that Ella Parker hit off of Pickens. 67 miles an hour. It's a changeup. It's an off speed. Here's one at 65. It goes out of the park at 67. It's a swing and miss at 65. So that's how important 2 miles an hour is.
Right at panel. 2 down.
And so that's one of the things that Holly Rowe was talking with Coach Karen Weekly yesterday before the game. What is Carlin working on with that changeup? And Coach basically told Holly she needs to throw that pitch in the low 60s. She needs to create that separation of velocity, absolutely.
Because when you can throw at 79, if your separation is only 10, now you're right back in people's wheelhouse with a changeup.
100%, or if you're even late,
yeah,
you know, they could square it up.
It's her 3 different speeds, though, to Smitty's point, too, she can hit on 3 different. So, yeah, she can go up. Of course, we've seen 79, but realistically, it's going to be 74, 75. But then if she's got some pitches that are 70, 72, and then the 65, yeah, look out.
Well, I think you can't just live on velocity. You've talked about it all the time, Jess, right? You love velocity. You're like, give me 67 all day long, I'll square that up. It's the different abilities to change velocity as well as eye level. Drop at 22%, using it a lot more this year. Rise ball, a lot more.
Fastball's down.
Exactly.
That's all we hear from coaches, right? Change of speeds, change of planes.
Well, it's got to be plus, right? So it's velocity plus what? Plus movement. Velocity plus, how about change in velocity?
Oh, I mean, literally 40% of the time she's throwing a fastball last year. I mean, thank you. Yes, give me straight and velocity, and now it's changed towards more rise, it's more drop, and it's more change. So now you're seeing more movement with that velocity and not just straight.
2-time SEC Pitcher of the Year the last 2 seasons for Tennessee. Full count here to Woolery, and Jordan draws the walk. She's on base for the 2nd time. And there's the go-ahead run aboard. First free pass of the day. And now it's Megan Grant. So these are the 2 big boppers, Woolery and Grant. And Megan Rhodes Smith, their former pitcher and now pitching coach, will go out to talk with Carlin.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah, we've seen 2 home runs in this game, and it has not been off these 2 bats, which
this is
their
good
power.
Exactly. This is a good visit. There's 2 outs. There's a runner on. If I'm stepping in the box in this situation as Grant, I'm thinking I'm looking for something that I can drive.
Because the home run hitting Ramirez is on deck, so no wiggle room.
Well, and we've talked through super regionals earlier in this World Series that Pickens, because when she does get juiced, when she overthrows, she throws through those spins, right? You run out of real estate. You've got to spin the ball or snap the ball harder in order to get that downward movement on the drop, upward movement on the rise.
They call her the chef. Grant, and a slow roller to second, and scooped over to first. Yeah, that was quick for Pickens to get out of that. Two apiece. Kelly I on the mic with Holly when we come back.
Introducing Old Navy Active. New styles, new colors, new stretch.
Foul ball.
What an advantage for Kelly I to have that coaching staff that's been around her for so long, and now adding Bubba Nichols recently, an Olympian for Team USA. But with Lisa Fernandez, who's dealing with the hitters now, well, she's been a pretty good pitcher in her day as well. Always good to show these two, the only two in history to cap off an undefeated season with a national championship.
0.14. Look at what?
What is that? Is that like 1 run for the season?
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
Back in 92 for Lisa, 4 runs.
It was
all
4
out.
runs. It was 4 runs.
And then, of course, Jenny Finch in 2001. Lisa beat Arizona to win the national championship. Jenny beat UCLA to win
That's when there were
the
only
national
2 teams in
championship.
softball.
Yeah, they were going back and forth at each other for a decade.
Yeah.
As Dodge grounds out.
2 of the greats. They got to be teammates on the 2004 Olympic team, which is pretty cool when you can cross the generations. The greatest of all time.
So many former players now getting back in the game as coaches.
Well, I think it's cool too that the USA Softball Player of the Year, they modeled a couple years ago the trophy after Lisa Fernandez, after her pitching.
Yeah, her
Not her
iconic,
hitting.
her
Sorry,
iconic
Jess.
form.
Yeah. Well, when you have a .14 ERA.
All right, yeah. We'll put her on as a pitcher instead of a hitter.
She could hit, but the numbers didn't look like that.
Oh, gosh, so funny.
Did you drive in one of those runs?
Oh, man.
The 1 run she gave up all year.
She had a knee buckling changeup that, it's just so hard to hit. You had to sit every pitch like a changeup. And, you know, there's some pitchers like that. That's why I always recommend doing that. Because I couldn't hit it any other way.
Well, we've seen that here.
Yes.
Megan Langenfeld had her screwball.
Yeah.
Taryn Mowat had the changeup. Some of the stars over the years.
Well, and if you look at the star athletes that have won the World Series, Danielle Laurie, Taryn Mowat, as you mentioned, it's usually always ability to mix speeds.
Yep.
It's always the first pitch I talk with young pitchers about learning is change up and a drop ball. Drop ball, you're not fighting gravity. You can roll ground balls. You get a good defense. You like to call it democratic. You get everybody involved.
Get them all involved. Nugent. Now we'll get into the stands. We are building towards the 20th anniversary of the championship series here in Oklahoma City. Best 2 out of 3 will start on Wednesday when we get down to the final 2 teams. Might
Another up the middle hit, changeup left elevated, and how about the speed? Zoe Schuler into this game, gets all the way to third base, close play at second.
The call on the field is safe at second base. UCLA would like to challenge that.
So UCLA challenging the call of safe. They'll need video evidence to change it. That angle looks safe. Let's see about this one.
Good job, by the way, by Savvy Pola.
Yeah.
Our rules analyst, Christy Cornwell, eyeballing it. Christy?
That's a really close call. We're going to have indisputable evidence that the runner was tagged out prior to getting to the base. In my opinion, we don't have that here. I think it's really close. It's going to be too close to flip, I think.
It's almost, if she touches that front of the bag, though, you look at right
There.
Yeah.
there. She's, but yeah, Christy's right. I mean, that's bang, bang. Call is safe.
And her foot stays on the base. Sometimes that foot will pop up and off.
It's such a great look, too, for Savvy Pola, the second baseman, that she's giving that back end of the bag. We've seen so much obstruction calls. Beautiful job to do everything she can.
Yeah, they call that leading edge, making sure her foot's not in the way.
That's, it looks like Kelly Eyes on the headset. Addison Fisher just ran down to the bullpen for UCLA.
Sometimes you can use this.
After review, the call at second base will be upheld. The runner is safe at second base. This is UCLA's first challenge.
I like Kelly Eye, though, making that challenge. Such a close
100%.
play. 2 outs here, late in game.
It breaks the momentum of Lady Vols. It gives her pitchers in the pen a little more time to warm up or get down there, depending on the situation.
There is Fisher, the freshman, loosening up. Tennessee now 4 of 8 with 2 outs today. And the pinch runner is Amanda Allen. Out at second, Gibson can re-enter. And Laura Mueller will try and pad the lead. Laura drove in a pair with a single in the first.
After they intentionally walked Boo Gibson, which, by the way, if you feel pressure at the World Series, go ahead and add, we want to walk her to get to you, to the list of things that you're feeling here in Oklahoma City. And Mueller stepped up in a huge way.
We've seen 2 intentional walks, 1 for each side. Tennessee cashed theirs in, UCLA did not. And the offense, well, today doing some similar things to what they did the other night against Florida. Oh, shit! And then hit the umpire. Cam Allison will walk that off.
Right in the chest. With the chest protector, that's a good 70-mile-an-hour foul tip.
Yeah.
Look, Karen Weekly coming out and giving water.
That away, coach. So important what the men and women in blue do for the game. Ellison will stay back there. Mueller will step in. 1-2 pitch from Terry. Ball. Foul, another one off.
I remember the situation last night where Texas Tech sold home Ramirez, I'm sure, every time now. A runner at third, checking that.
Yep.
Runner making sure she's not coming down the line. Or
Taylor Panel led this team all season long in big hits and RBIs in Slarch, because that's 2 runners that were on base with 1 out in the first inning. What felt like the UCLA with the big bats coming up, something was going to happen. Ends up ending the inning with a double play.
That was a missed opportunity. So was the 5th inning when they had the bases loaded and could not score. And Pickens went down after the pitch.
shoulder, ankle, that front ankle, left ankle when she comes forward.
Yeah, it's actually the step out of the circle. Ouch. Big moment for Tennessee to make sure she's okay.
And she releases part of her energy when that plant leg goes down. So for her, it's that left leg, that left foot. She kind of hops up to disengage from the earth to release a little more energy and then comes back down again.
She's got super ligaments.
She may have toe picked herself on her back cleat of her left onto her right foot.
Good to see her laughing there, so apparently she's okay.
Yes.
Facing Riley Slimp, 6'7", 8".
That's impressive that her ankle could literally touch the ground like that, and then she's like, all right, I'm good to go.
Yeah. Flexibility.
Superhuman feature of Carlin Pickens.
Same situation as Thursday night against Oklahoma. If she can get 3 outs here, she might not have to face Grant and Woolery in the 7th inning.
Well, and to your point, Beth, against Oklahoma, she offered up a lot of free passes late in the game. In fact, 3 of the last 4 innings walked the leadoff batter. Her walks in this game happened to be with 2 outs.
Could possibly go 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2. 75 miles an hour, slinging it.
I think what I've enjoyed watching Pickens the last few weeks is postseason Pickens brings up another level of emotion. The way she can lock in, the fist pumps. Her teammates feed off of that.
Sage Margetko did hustle out to the bullpen for Tennessee just in case. She came on in relief against UCLA on the regular season, gave up a home run, which proved to be the game winner. Ground ball to second or away. Margetko does have an appearance already. She threw the other day against Florida. She got a win against Ohio State in the regional.
Well, and these two programs use their pitching staffs very different. Obviously, Pickens is the ace, but as you mentioned, Margetko, 95 innings on the year. They also have Aaron Newer.
Yep.
You look at UCLA, they've got 3 pitchers with over 100 innings pitched, so a little bit different philosophy.
I mean, UCLA has co-aces really, and KT and Taylor Tinsley. Freshman phenom, Addison Fisher.
Yeah, Addison's gotten a lot of throwing time for a freshman this year.
In for a strike to Kanaya Bragg. Homered off of Texas Tech and Nigeri Kennedy yesterday.
Yeah, she went upstairs too. That was a rise ball.
Some smoke.
That's what you think about too. If I'm UCLA, it's like, okay, we just faced one of the best with velocity and changeup. Use that to your advantage against Pickens.
From the rise ball down to the drop. And Sophia Nugent, we were talking to her, the catcher, the other day. Wondering if there's any extra padding in that glove. She said, absolutely, I got the pickpocket. Got an extra batting glove with some pads in it inside the catcher's mitt. Bragg trying to get something going for the Bruins. Full count.
That is the 3rd out of the inning. That is Tennessee's first challenge.
So the challenge goes Tennessee's way, and they maintain the 4-2 advantage to the bottom of the 6th.
The NCAA Women's College World Series.
Finals, the Bruins will have one more chance with the top of their lineup in the 7th inning. So their big hitting duo of Jordan Woolery and Megan Grant could both get a shot at it. Here's Caitlin Terry working against Alana Leach. It's 7, 8, 9 for the Lady Vols. Couple of runs in the first on a 2-run single from Laura Mueller, and then 2 more in the 5th on Taylor Panels' 2-run home run.
Carlton Pickett's talking about how she rolled that ankle. We saw her run out to the bullpen, I think, just to kind of make sure everything was okay. It's good
Last
that
time
she
we
can
saw
laugh
her in
about
this
it.
position, she went for the extra pickle, but this may be an ice bag. Let's see. And that hits Leach. Base runner with nobody out.
Trying to come inside with that little bit of a rise ball, bend it back to the back half of the plate. Gets Leach on the arm.
That is the first time a leadoff has been aboard today for Tennessee. And we have a pitching change. Caitlin Terry departs. Taylor Tinsley coming on. Back out in right field as Tinsley comes on to pitch here for UCLA. And a 4-2 lead for Tennessee late in this one. Win or go home. Beth Mullins alongside Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith. Taylor Panel swinging a big bat here at the World Series.
It's been so impressive to see, because we've seen that from so many athletes where they struggle when they get to the postseason, and now her 6th hit in just 3 games.
Yeah, and I think it's just so important for clubs to continue to put runs up throughout the game. We're seeing that. We're seeing people step up all through the lineup.
And her home run right now stands as the game winner, and Carlin Pickens will try and come back in the 7th inning to take care of business.
Yeah, well, Pickens has looked good. I think she's done a good job of slowing that changeup down. That's been important, Jess.
Yeah, well, especially being able to keep them off balance, because this UCLA team, we saw the 2 home runs already. Think about that. She's given up, but they were both solo shots because she hasn't given up the free pass before that. Huge for Pickens.
Now this is big right here for Tinsley to keep this at a 2-run game, because her big bats will come up in the next inning. As Emma Clark considers the sacrifice.
Well, and that just shows with Coach Weekly calling for a sacrifice how important it is to get those extra runs up on the board. And we've seen it all season long. No lead is safe.
Walk-offs all over the place. And then late inning heroics.
Clark having a hard time against Tinsley getting that sacrifice down. 2 foul balls, attempts on rise balls up and out of the zone.
Tinsley started yesterday, took the loss against Texas Tech, the junior out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. 3rd team All-American this year. All Big Ten team as well.
It's one of the best changeups that you're going to see here in Oklahoma City. We talk a lot of the aces, the velocity and the spins, but for Tinsley, it's that changeup. Throw it about 14% of the time, but in the postseason, it's been up towards 30%.
Well, and she throws it for a strike over 85% of the time when she does use it. Impressive.
Clark out to left center, and on the move is Clements. 1 down. Looks like we got a pinch hitter coming on here for Tennessee. Savia Morgan will hit in the 9 spot. Has a hit already in the World Series. Went 1 for 3 and a start against OU.
A lot of speed. Does a good job of being able to hit to all fields, and Karen Winkley has utilized her a lot late in game, usually for her defense. I imagine she's going to come in for Fiedler right now and then stay in the top of the 7th in the outfield.
This is the first of our 2 games today. Elimination game coming up tonight on ESPN2. Oregon and Oklahoma, the Sooners, winners of the last 4 national championships, but a loss at the hands of Texas yesterday has them on the ropes.
A long meeting right now, too, from Kelly Inouye Perez. I'm surprised they haven't broken it up yet. I'm talking to a lot of different players. I mean, they had the whole outfield in there.
Sure, it's not just about Morgan, it's about Leach, Panel, and Dodge. A lot of activity on 1, 2, and 3 for Tennessee. There's hitters in the lineup. Morgan trying to roll it over.
Corners are in, outfielders are in. Morgan primarily a slapper, but did start to swing away as the season progressed.
Well, it's interesting throwing to a slapper. If you look at the defensive range, look how big the 5-6 hole is.
Yeah.
Usually see the shift. Shortstop Bragg pulled over, but no, it's up the middle because of the runner at first. I'm Morgan. I'm thinking, okay, thank you. You give me anything that I can get inside out, I'm going to poke it through that left side.
And they're pitching her to the outer half, too, which means that it plays into that positioning.
One and two.
A lot of times with short game like this up, you'll see the shortstop pulled over and second base will actually cover second for the steal. And I think that was why Kelly Inouye Perez's meeting was so long. Is, hey, this is how we're going to shift this. This is where you're going to be. This is what we're going to pitch.
Well, her first swings were swinging away, not slapping. Sends one that way, and back goes Slint to make the catch. That'll chase Leach back to first, 2 down. Gabby Leach coming up for the 4th time. She's got a couple of hits today.
Gabby's been aggressive, swinging first pitch. Quite a few of her at-bats.
Overstep it when she put her foot down?
Looked like she got it. I mean, she didn't even want to go back and touch it.
My goodness. Wow.
Oh, this happened in the '96 Olympics.
Yes.
Yes, it did. And there you see again her teammate there, Ramirez, makes her go back to touch the base. You know, now sometimes that's a just to make sure, but did Lefty see something?
The last play is under umpire review for the runner missing home plate and being assisted.
All right, let's bring in our rules analyst, Christy Cornwell. Christy?
So they're looking at two elements here. One is whether or not the runner touched home plate on her initial pass. It looks to me like she may have missed it. And then the second issue is whether or not she was physically assisted by her teammates. However, the rule specifies they can't be physically assisted by a runner who has not yet crossed the plate. So this is going to be a tough interpretation for the replay officials.
Look, it makes her go back and then touch it.
And that is Ramirez who helped her back, not Woolery who scored in front of her. So Christy Cornwell, would she be out then if she missed home plate or was assisted back?
If she was physically assisted by someone who had not yet crossed the plate, yes, she would be out.
Wow. My goodness. As it stands, safe at home, tie game. And there are 2 outs.
And she's so excited.
Look at,
yeah, Ramirez immediately says, hey, come back. Number 28 in blue.
Yeah, her head's up. She's looking at her teammate. She's not even looking at the plate.
Oh, man.
This would be
authoritative stomp, too, but she was looking up, and if she does end up touching home plate, it's the assist that the rule book is going to be challenged with now. Oh, but, I mean, to have that moment, that hit, that home run, and then something...
Yeah, well, that's how Team USA, we lost to Australia in the '96 Olympics on this exact same situation, where one of our teammates stepped over, did not touch home plate, stepped over, was called out.
With 2 outs, Jordan Woolery singled. Then Megan Grant hit the 2-run home run. And, I mean, Tennessee's got the rule book out, too, on the base running section, Rule 12. As the conversation with the review folks continues. So if she missed it, she can step back on it, or Woolery could help her to step back on it. But not anybody else.
Correct. According to Christy Cornwell, the way it states in the book. Yeah, and immediately you could see she's pointing right at it. Ramirez is pointing right at it, saying, "Oh,
she was
you missed
looking.
it."
Yeah.
Well, and that's a catcher for you, right? Because you're trained as a catcher to make sure that your opponent
hits home plate.
Hit home plate, right? And so she's used to looking for herself.
I mean, it's already been a wacky day. They were involved in an infield fly rule in the 1st, the runner interference call in the 6th.
Yeah, they've had 3 mental miscues that have cost them outs and ultimately runs. But this one's so hard just because I love this moment for Megan Grant. She did everything you dream of as a hitter. And you don't dream of hitting home plate. I mean, it's all the other things that she did.
Well, just having this conversation is one heck of a pickup for the Tennessee dugout.
100%.
Well, I do think Ramirez pulling her back made it very obvious. Too. When she grabbed her and said, "Come back."
A lengthy delay at the Women's College World Series. That's in the replay room. Safe at home is the call, and it extends the game. If they reverse it, it's the 3rd out of the inning. It's the end of the game. It's the end of the season for UCLA.
Well, I have a question. Like, is there any chance that they could still call her safe?
Let's bring in Christy.
So the rule book is actually silent on whether or not she's touched by people that are in the dugout. And so I think that's what the deliberation is. If she's touched by someone that's on the field, they could just give a team warning and keep the ball live and the run could still score. So there are a lot of different elements because there's so many people gathered around the plate here. It's just really difficult to sort out.
But there is I guess, an area of the rule book that can still be left subjective.
Well, because Ramirez would be
on deck,
I suppose, considered a player on the field because she's on deck.
Yeah.
Plate and was assisted. However, that play is not reviewable according to Appendix G.
Wow.
Wow.
They went into the weeds.
Wow, Appendage G is being Googled by softball fans worldwide.
And the terminology on this is going to be so important.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Appendix G is the video review section of the rule book.
And they admitted that she missed home plate and was assisted. But they did not see it live. They only see it on review. So if it's not reviewable,
so Tennessee still talking about it. The umpires are still talking about it.
well, Karen Weekly is heated, understandably so. Given the explanation that she misses home plate, all the things that you call are accurate, and now Appendix G is going back to really just a lot of vagueness. But I mean, honestly, for this moment, I can't emphasize enough. You know, for the game, you don't want it to end that way, and they're trying to figure out that they are absolutely right.
Well, and I'm sure that...
Oh, and it sounds like Tennessee has now filed a protest.
Yeah.
And she is heated. This is a new one in our 20 years together here at the World Series. I mean, as we talked about it, we've seen it before at the Olympic Games. There doesn't appear to be anything in Appendix G to talk about missing home plate and being assisted back as reviewable. So the home run ball delivered to the Grants, and after all that, there is the third out of the inning. And oh, by the way, Tennessee can take care of it on their own in the bottom of the seventh. And a walk-off opportunity for the Lady Vols. Change up in for a strike. The Tennessee Bats, can they pick up Carlin Pickens, who has been their stud all season long? Home runs in the seventh inning to Oklahoma and now UCLA. And can the Lady Vol hitters get it done?
Well, back in the fifth inning, the reason why they've got 4 runs is this 2-run shot. Back in the fifth, Gabby Leach was on base. The Vols doing one of their own. Huge moment was to take the lead.
And we talked about it earlier. This is where Tennessee needs to put on the boxing gloves. Keep throwing punches. They just got smacked in the face. Time to respond.
Karen Weekly telling us what a professional hitter Taylor Pannell is. Sometimes puts a little too much pressure on herself, but she has let that go here at the World Series, has been tearing the cover off the ball. In the dirt from Tinsley, full count.
3 hits against Sam Landry, 2 hits in this one. Previously against Caitlin Terry. Stage is bigger. She has been the best for the Vols.
Had a walk-off home run against Washington in 2013. A team that went on to play for the national championship. Our studio analyst Madison Shipman was there. Pannell sends it deep down the line. Foul ball. Wow. Inches away from ending it. Just out in front.
75 miles an hour off the bat. Barely foul.
This is a UCLA team that does not turn a lot of double plays. Great defensively, but this is just the 14th of the year. None bigger. Woolery, Topola, inning over.
No international runner at second base rule here at the World Series. Karen Weekly has talked about resilience, has talked about bouncing back. Tennessee's got a call on that reserve here. See if they can swing the momentum back to their side. Megan Grant's home run, her first hit of the tournament here in Oklahoma City. Riley has struck out a couple of times, grounded out to second. Pitch count up to 112 for Pickens, but she had the day off yesterday and only threw 23 pitches in the Florida win the day before. And if you want to go out there and try and take the ball away from her, good luck with that.
I talked a lot about it when it was taken away from her against UCLA back in February. Karen talked a lot about that at the meetings. And
said she learned her lesson.
Absolutely. It's Carlin's game to finish.
She was pulled out of the game with the lead. Tennessee lost it after that. Ground ball to Gibson. 1 down.
Well, Carlin Pickens, with all that velocity, the 7 strikeouts, has been using the zone. She's not afraid to use the heart of it. The changeup in the high to mid 60s. It's the velocity in the 70 miles an hour. And you can see the majority of her pitches are through the zone. 75 miles an hour on a drop on the outer half to get out of a jam, but it's been the 3 rise balls that have come back to hurt her. 4 earned runs given up, 7 strikeouts. Through 7+ innings of pitching.
The 3 homers a career high. Remember, she only had, what, 5 the entire regular season and through the SEC tournament. She has been throwing an awful lot in the postseason to carry Tennessee.
Still getting to 75 miles an hour. Can we just note that here in extra innings?
And I'm actually surprised she's not throwing more down in the zone. That last pitch had 6 inches of vertical break downward. It's the rise ball. That pitch that when she throws that, that's really the pitch that's gotten hit out of the park. She needs to throw that for a ball 6 inches out of the zone above the hitter's head. And if they're going to strike out, let them strike themselves out.
She just threw her 270th pitch of this World Series because she went the distance on Thursday against OU. And now a 3-1 count to Kanaya Bragg, the freshman shortstop.
And just consistently hitting a mark that you're not going to see another pitcher in college softball hit, pitch after pitch. And I get the 68 for the rise and the 58 for the changeup, but when 75 is at the top, that's a whole lot to think about as a hitter.
Rolls towards Dodge. 2 down.
And how about Ella Dodge, that energy? That's the reason why she is playing second base right now. Karen Weekly said, I needed that energy, brought her in mid-season. She's been a spark plug for them.
Two runs in the second for UCLA, a pair of solo home runs, the 2-run homer in the 7th. All 9 of their runs here at the World Series, long balls.
Sophia Mahika actually has the CIF record for home runs with 60. And the CIF, that's Southern California. I mean, there's Stacy Newman. You think of all the big bashers coming out.
Well, the 3 home runs today put this Bruin club over the century mark, so 101 home runs on the year for UCLA. I mean, they have used the long ball a lot this year.
That's probably why Carlin pitched 2 pitches under the kneecaps. Try to hit these ones out. Staying down in the zone.
She just keeps coming at you. Short memory in that circle, right, Smitty?
Oh, absolutely. People ask, what's the most important pitch? Next pitch coming.
You got next. Extra innings because of this. In the 7th, Megan Grant with a runner on, down a couple, and she goes yard. But then apparently missed home plate, and it went to review, and this is how it played out.
After review, the calling on the field is upheld, and the run will score.
Tennessee didn't like it. Megan Grant did. And it's 4-4 into the bottom of the 8th for a spot in the national semifinals. The loser is out. And Grant and this UCLA defense behind Taylor Tinsley will deal with 6, 7, and 8 as the Lady Vols have a second chance to walk it off. Miller singled back in the 1st.
She's got 2 of the 4 RBIs. That was a huge hit. Can't understate that enough in the 1st inning after being intentionally walked. Boo Gibson to get to her.
Hitting over 500 in the NCAA tournament, closer to 600. In for a strike from Tinsley. This ball game inching closer to 3 hours. And some scorching heat today at Oklahoma City.
But the fans have stayed. I mean, this game has been amazing. I mean, it started with action from Tennessee in the very 1st inning. UCLA responding, Tennessee punching back. Then that big moment from Megan Grant.
They had a couple base runners in the bottom of the 7th, trying to get one here on the 8th.
This is what Tennessee does. We had them in the super regionals. A big part of their game is get to 2 strikes and just foul off and waste. If you do not like a pitch, but it's close enough, foul it off, try to get something that you can hit.
Mueller, ground ball to short, snagged by Bragg, 1 down.
A huge out for a couple of 3-2 pitches. Wow.
Freshman solid at short. She replaced Alina Garcia, who got injured back in early March. And here's Alana Leach. Got hit by a pitch last time up. 0 for 2.
This is where Taylor Tinsley is just so good for UCLA coming into today's game. Just 20 walks on the year and 134 plus innings. I mean, she is not going to put you on. We saw the intentional walk, a couple of them last inning, but you got to earn your way on. And with that really good defense behind her, especially in this lower part of the order for Tennessee, you're going to have to string some stuff together.
Bragg again. Busy at short, 2 down. If UCLA gets the out here, they'd have 9, and then the top of the order coming back up in the 9th inning. Emma Clark's 0 for 3. Oh, 2 to Clark. Just off the edge.
Tinsley is so good. Pitch prior, same pitch, but it was about 8 inches off of the plate, so she really expands the zone. Then she'll nibble back in and try to get that call. It's a really good take by Clark. Close pitch. That's some excellent execution.
Clark hanging in there.
Remember, she had a 11 pitch at bat in this game. Especially at the bottom of this order, they can kind of go 3/4 swing. And when you're facing a changeup pitcher especially, you want to be late. You'll be able to see the ball as long as you can.
It almost seemed like they didn't really want anything to do with Gibson either. A situation where base is loaded, they know they have the opportunity, something hard, come home, and they're going to be pulled in. You can see, look at how you can see that they're all pulled in here, especially the middle, so they're playing for the traditional come home.
That does push Panel to third, so a wild pitch or a pass ball could be deadly. Here's Laura Mueller.
Put that winning run 60 feet away. That is a risk. Laura Mueller had 2 RBIs in that first inning, was able to poke it through so many different ways with less than 2 outs.
A 1 pitch. The last walk-off grand slam at the World Series brings up images of War Dam Eagle and Emily Carasoni in the Champ Series Game 2 against Oklahoma. Tried to get her to chase at 67 miles an hour.
I don't know if I like that walk. I mean, just thinking about now, the infield pulled in. I'm looking at the field. I'm Laura Mueller right now. There is so much opportunity to get a run in. All you need is one. This is the bottom of the ninth.
A double and 2 walks to load them up. Ball. Ooh,
whoa, that was close.
Take 2 and 2.
1 and 2.
Whew. Mueller in foul territory and not playable. About 72 hours ago, they were the ones getting walked off against Oklahoma. Can they do it here to UCLA? Ramirez calls time, steps out. Tinsley refocuses. Mueller, just foul. There was some choreography for the base runner panel to make sure that didn't hit her.
Yeah, always taught at third base, got to stay on the foul side of the bag. So if you are hit with the ball, you're not out. You're in foul territory.